What is up, everybody? Welcome to another daily coaching live. I am Aaron, the Sober Life Coach. I'm a coach, author, and I've been 7 years sober. For the past 7 years, I've been living an alcohol-free lifestyle, and I want to share the lessons I've learned, and I want to share some of the things I've done with you so that you guys can live an alcohol-free lifestyle as well. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. And I just wanted to do a quick medical warning. If you cannot go into more than 1 to 2 hours of the drink, please seek medical attention. If you're getting shakes, tremors, those kinds of things, because quitting drinking can be very dangerous. At that point, you become physically dependent on alcohol and you need some medical attention. But if you're in the gray area or you're a problem drinker, that's exactly where I was 7 years ago. And I wanted to share how I got past that. And today we're going to be talking about some of the things that helped me along the way. So, I used to think I lacked control of my impulses, right? It was reacting versus responding that it was a really lacking. Because if you ever promise yourself in the morning that no drinks tonight, I'll still ended up back at it. This video is for you because I thought that I had no control over that. I thought I had no control over the idea that if I said no drinks in the morning and it still ended up back at it, that was something that was beyond my control. But what I really wasn't understanding is I had to learn how to react versus respond because I did have control over my responses and I did have control over those things in my life. And it wasn't an impulse problem. It was an awareness problem. Because for a long time I thought I had an impulse problem, like I said, right? Mornings full of promises, nights back in the same cycle. And you're probably like that too. You might be like, well, maybe you're like, in the morning, I have a hangover, I have anxiety, I have all this stuff that alcohol is caused me to have in the mornings, and you wake up with this guilt shame cycle and you say, no more alcohol, no more, I'm not going to do this tonight, I'm not going to do this tonight. And then by the end of the day, you're back in that same cycle. And it felt like alcohol was running my schedule, my patience, my energy. It was draining all those things and it was in control of my life. I was obsessed with it. And maybe you're in that area where you're obsessed with alcohol. Nothing worse than that, right? You miss so many moments with your children, so many moments with your family, so many moments at work, and you're losing your edge. And maybe that's where you are. And if you feel like alcohol was running your schedule, taking away your patience, taking away your energy, that's exactly where I was too. But it wasn't an impulse problem. It wasn't that cravings controlled me. It was that I had to bring awareness to what was going on underneath. I had to bring awareness to the triggers. I had to bring awareness to what was going on in my life where I thought alcohol was the solution to the problem, and I needed to put better solutions in place. So it wasn't an impulse problem. It was actually an awareness problem. When I started bringing awareness to that, that's when everything changed. And the shift was, like I said, reacting versus responding, right? Reacting looks like you wake up, you go to work, you stress out, you drink, you regret. There's no plan. It's just a cycle. There was no plan for me as well. I would wake up, I would have a hangover. I'd say, I'm never drinking again, but I never put a plan in place. I never tried to understand my triggers. I never tried to understand what was going on. It was just kind of that autopilot cycle. And maybe you're on that too, right? But what everything changed for me is realizing it wasn't an impulse. It was autopilot. I was living on autopilot. I was reacting to life. And I had to stop doing that, right? And I had to start responding. And what does responding look like? Well, responding means that you wake up with a plan, right? You start recognizing your triggers. You have a playbook ready, right? Your breath work, your workouts, calling someone, redirecting your focus, all these things that you put in plan, a system in place so that you don't have to live on autopilot anymore. And it's the crazy thing is once you start bringing awareness to these habit loops, when you start bringing awareness to how you're acting in the long run, that's when the real change happens because now you can start responding to those situations. Look, your responses aren't going to always be the best. Your responses aren't always going to be something that you're going to have be perfect all the time. But as long as you're working on it, as long as you're having those things in place, you have a playbook ready, right? You have something you're going to do. Is it breath work? Is it a workout? Is it calling someone? Is it redirecting your focus? All those things, if you learn to respond with those things, that's where the real change is going to happen. That's where you're going to be able to level up and change your life. So definitely something important that I wanted to share with you guys today, because it's all about self-leadership, right? It's all about leading yourself. You can't leave this up to somebody else, right? You can't leave this up to your partner. You can't leave this up to your friends. You can't leave this up to anybody else but yourself. You have to have that self leadership. And if you can lead in other areas, you can lead yourself through this alcohol problem, right? You can lead yourself through it. I know that was the crazy thing for me. I led myself through all sorts of things in my life. I quit smoking. I was able to, try and build a speaking career. I was able to do all these great things in my life. And I had that self leadership in those areas. But why couldn't I figure this out? That was the crazy thing that drove me nuts was why can't I figure alcohol out? Why can't I do it? What is wrong with me? And that's the question you might be asking yourself. What is wrong with you, right? And alcohol really made me think that it was me. There was something wrong with me, but that wasn't the truth. The truth is I had to start having some self-leadership. I had to start learning how to react, how to respond and not react. I had to do all these things, put these systems in place in my life, and then I could break the habit. And understanding that alcohol was just a habit with that addictive substance later on top really helped me, because now I can see it as a habit. It's a problem that can be solved, because before it was an unsolvable thing. It was kind of like a Rubik's cube, right? It was one of those things where you look at it, you're like, yeah, I could do that. But then when you actually try to solve it, it's really hard and it's difficult. But once you start learning these things and start changing an identity level, and not just quitting drinking, but eliminating that need to drink at an identity level, that's when everything is going to change. So I'm going to ask you right now, are you reacting or are you responding to your drinking today? What are you reacting? Are you responding? Are you just reacting to life? Are you waking up, going with the flow, and just doing the same old thing? Are you going to learn how to respond? Are you going to start putting things in place to respond to those, to respond to alcohol, to understand your triggers, to get past this habit? Are you putting those things in place, or are you just reacting to them? Because it's definitely a huge difference that I found, and it's probably going to be a huge difference for you when you start seeing things as reacting versus responding. So hopefully that you can kind of have a mind shift around that and realize that maybe I am reacting to my life, and maybe I need to put some plans in place to respond to it. So what's one move you can set up right now before tonight hits so you can respond on purpose? What's one thing you can use at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or whatever it was, whatever time you have a trigger to drink? What's one thing that you can do? I know a huge thing for me was just taking a 2-minute check-in and having that little bit of breath work while I had a craving, right? And understanding these cravings come and go, and I had complete control over them. It was hard, and it's tempting to have a drink. And sometimes if you're physically dependent on alcohol, this might be not be as easy for you, but you can get through these cravings as long as you see them as something outside of you, something that doesn't control you. You have the ability to respond by breathing or doing something, journaling your feelings, maybe understanding what triggered you, whatever it is. You can put that response in place, and you can live on purpose, and you can respond on purpose. And that's definitely one of the things that really helped me in the beginning. So just wanted to share that with you guys, and have a little bit of clarity around that, what really helped me. So we're going to use something I call the D.A.R.E reflection. We use this on the Dare to Be Sober challenge that I have coming up in August, and we're also going to start using this in the Kickstart Coach as well. So here, what is D.A.R.E? It's disrupt, ask, reframe, and then execute, right? So we're going to disrupt those thoughts. So when does autopilot drinking usually kick in for you? What time does it kick in? What if morning promises mean nothing if there's no plan at 5 p.m., right? So what's the first trigger that usually flips your switch? Write that down. Write down what that trigger is. What is actually triggering you? Are you hungry? Are you angry? Are you lonely? Are you tired? Is it stress? Is it a physical? Is it an environmental? What kind of trigger? What kind of things are triggering you? And how are you going to respond to that? Right? Because once 5 p.m. hits, if you don't have a plan and you're not able to disrupt that with something quick, then you're not going to be able to get past this. So what's one thing that triggers you? And ask yourself, am I reacting out of habit or responding with intention right now? If you're in the moment, are you reacting out of habit or are you responding with intention? Are you actually using what you said you're going to use? Is it breath work? Is it journaling? Whatever it is, are you responding with intention, or are you reacting out of habit? Because that's going to be super important as well. How would the future version of me, the parent, the leader I'm becoming, handle this? What kind of person would you be if you're the sober version of you, that excellent version, that super awesome, amazing person? How would they handle this, right? What would they do? Would they do breath work? You probably overcome things in the past. So why don't you use the past? What have you done in the past to overcome things and bring that into your sobriety? So ask yourself, am I reacting out of habit or responding with intention? And how would that sober version of me act right now? How would they handle this? A good thing also to do is just play the tape forward, right? If you're having the urge to drink, disrupt the thought with some breathing or just being intentional about it. And ask yourself, what is this going to look like tomorrow? What is this going to look like the next day? What is this going to look like in the future? And that's going to help you really handle this. So and then we're gonna disrupt the thought. We're gonna ask the questions, right? And then we're gonna reframe it. Reframe it as, I don't have an impulse problem, I have a response system to build. Replace, I can help it after work, if I have a playbook for after work, right? I can get through this after work if I have a playbook for after work, right? So just kind of reframe that. I don't have an impulse problem, I have a response problem, right? I don't have an impulse problem. It's reacting versus responding. Try to reframe those thoughts, because that's definitely going to help you see this for what it is and not for worse than it is, and it's going to help you get through that. So let's do response moves that work for you, right? Example: breath work, walk, calling someone. We talked about the 6 sober habits in my coaching and my challenges, right? So 6 sober habits. habits are journaling, mindfulness, daily connection, having a meaningful observing project. So then maybe that's something you want to do, having a project you can do, exercise and nutrition. That's super, super important as well. And learning and growing, right? So you're going to read a book. What are you going to do to have that in place? So two response moves that you guys that would work for you in that moment. So, right. And then we're going to execute on those. So choose one action before the next trigger hits. Prep your response message to someone or set a reminder, lay out your workout gear, and put these things in place. So when you have that trigger, when you have that moment of weakness, that you have a plan. You can disrupt it. You can ask yourself what's going on right now. You can reframe that, right, and then you can execute on that plan, and hopefully that'll help you get you through. So if you're ready to take this, lock in this identity shift and take the next level, then you can just comment ready, and I'll send you over some really good tools that I have. So I also have the Kickstart Coach, and it's totally free for you guys. What it is videos and audios. So 7 short videos and audios to shift your mindset. We'll deliver that to your inbox every single day. You get something called the Sober Copilot, and it's powered by AI. So that's 24/7 support with the Kickstart Coach GPT. So it's basically it's got my books, it's got Kickstart Your Comeback, the book, it's got all my coaching and stuff inside of it, and it responds to you. You can ask it questions. You can have that 24/7 support through ChatGPT, or there's other options if you don't have ChatGPT Pro. But definitely something super important. We're going to be building this out a lot more, and it's going to get better as AI gets better over time. But right now, it is using GPT-4. So it can respond. It's not just a chatbot. You can talk to it. It's going to give you the audios and the videos and all that great stuff. So super, super awesome. I'm excited about that. And then you're going to get workbooks, right? Quick workbooks that help you win the day every single day. And you also get a free PDF copy of my book, the Kickstart Your Comeback book as well. So if you guys are interested in that, just drop me a comment, or I can send you the link, or you can visit www.soberin6.com/Kickstart Coach, and you can opt in to the email list there. So thank you so much for joining this live. Thank you for coming. Life is better on the sober side, my friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. We're going to be talking more about how to get past how to get past alcohol and start living an alcohol-free lifestyle on your own terms. So have yourselves a beautiful day, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.